Hey guys, how are you doing today? So, thank you all for your feedback on my previous video. I will be designing a sign up screen today, and if time permits us, we are going to design a login page too. But if time doesn't permit us, then I'll just leave it at account creation page. So, let's quickly design a sign up screen or account creation screen. So, the first thing you want to ask yourself when you're designing something like this, the question is, what am I designing and who am I designing for? So if you can ask those two questions, then you have a 70% chance of delivering a perfect job already. So first of all, what are we designing? An account creation page, which means a page that allows your user to create an account. And for your users to create an account, they need to answer few personal questions about them in order for you to create an account for them. So that is where the second question comes in. What are you designing for? What is the application for? What is the account creation screen for? What's the sign up screen for? This is not the same it's not the same information you collect when you want to open a fintech application. It's not the same set of information you need to open a dating application. And it's still not the same set of information you need to open a delivery application. So if you're designing, let's say, a fintech application, then you need informations like the person's name, the next of kin, the address, the phone number. You need BVN, NIN, like personal informations, right? But if you're designing for, let's say, a dating app, you need the person's location, the person's picture, the person's age, the person's zodiac sign, and all that. So, for example, today I'll be designing just a basic screen, not really attached to any niche anyway. So I'll just use the basic information like phone number, email address, full name, and probably password. That's all. So let's get into it, guys. So the first thing I want to do is let me add I want a design to be at the top here. Then I'll have my header text inside of it, and also have all my forms in a nesting here, right? So the first thing we'll do now is tap R on your keyboard for rectangle. Then click anywhere on your frame. It's going to give you 100 by 100 rectangle. I'll just span it across my screen. I'll give it my primary color. Then I'll span it to the top. Yeah, that's the first thing I'll do. Then the second thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to curve this bottom part of the rectangle. So click on the rectangle. Let me see the corner radius I used here, 24. Okay. So this rectangle here, I'll give it 24 corner radius, 24 pixel corner radius. Yeah, that's the first step. The second step now is my header section, which is the header text and the subtext, of course. So I've tapped T on my keyboard, and I'm going to write create an account. Yes, so that's gonna be white. Put it on a blue background. Let's duplicate it. Hold your shift and your alt key, duplicate it down. So this is going to be my subtext. My subtext can read yeah. Enter your personal details to create an account now. Let me drop that to a subtext size, regular, not bad. I'll just break it to 2 lines here, step it to the middle. This is going to be the other text, so the other text can be around 2024, not bad. I'll make it bold. Yep. So this text and this text, hold your shift key to select multiple items. Click the first one, hold your shift, click the second one, put it in a single auto layout, shift A, and put it in the middle. The spacing between them is 12, not bad. Let's create an account. I can still make it bigger. I feel like making it 28. Yeah, I like it like this. So create accounts comes down around here. Then I need my form. So to design my input field now, I just tap on my keyboard. Let's say full name. going to be my body text, which is 14, back to regular. So this will be the tag of my input field. Duplicate it for the main input box, put that in an auto layout, shift A. Then the width of my input field here will be 312. That's the total width of my screen minus 24 left and right. Align it to the left. To make that input, let's use 48. Yeah, so I'll give it a white background. Give it a very subtle stroke. You guys can see my stroke. Click on it, give it corner radius and make it subtle. Corner radius, let's say 10. Then let's reduce the line height. Sorry, the outline to 0.5. So the text inside this one will become an inactive text, of course. So this header and this one becomes one single auto layout, shift A. So that will be for my full name. I'll just duplicate that again. Sorry, I want this to also be on gray, not black. Now it's just the tag. So this one says full name. Or better still, something in vogue now. Just give them an example of what should be there. So I'll say example John Doe. Yeah. This could be my email address, and here could be example 123@gmail.com. Yeah, so we have email, we have phone number. We need phone number too. I'll duplicate this by holding my shift and my alt key and dragging it down. Edit that phone number and this place would be enter number here. Yeah, so the last thing I need now is to create a password. So I'll just bring another one down, and now this one will be for password. Create password. Yeah. So for this password, I want to post probably the visibility icon. So I'll come to my assets and look for the eye. Okay, yeah. So I'll quickly drag it inside this auto layout. Click on the auto layout and double click here to span the element inside across. Yes. And the icon too should also be gray. So I think we're getting there already. So I highlight all my input fields by holding shift, then I put them in a single auto layout, shift A. So the auto layout distance between them could be 60, not bad. So that auto layout holding everything together. Give it a fixed width of 312, then give it left and right padding. So I use padding 16 left and right and 20 up and down. I'll shift it to the top, allowing it to overlay on top of this blue background here. But you can't see it's not looking good now because we haven't given this nest a background of its own. So I'll just give it a white background here. Then I'll give it corner radius of, let's say, 16 is not bad. 16 is not bad. Yeah, so this is what I'm trying to create. Then to just give this place a kind of lift up, there are two ways you could do it. You could actually click on the main frame and just reduce the brightness of the white. The lightness, this HSL means hue, saturation, and lightness. You could just reduce the lightness to like 98. So it gives kind of off-white shade. So this one can pop up. Or another thing you could do is probably give this card, give it a shadow effect, so it feels like it's floating on top of this background here. That's the beauty of this style. So I'm going to give it a shadow 0 for my X and Y. My block would go to 8. This changes to 3 and the opacity changes to, let's say, 14. I think that should be subtle enough. I don't want a shadow that shouts too much. Yeah, so this is the information. The last thing we need here is the button. So I'm just going to quickly create a button. Tap C on my keyboard, click here and see create account. So this text, to convert it to a button by making it bold. Make it bold. It's already on 14, which is my body text. I'll put it in an auto layout, shift A. So the auto layout will be my primary color. The text inside becomes white. Then I'll give it, what's the height of this input field? It's supposed to be consistent with your input field. So your input field is 48. So this one would also be 48 by height. Same corner radius, please. Consistency matters a lot in UI design. 10. So my corner radius here will be 10. Then I'll just carry this button and throw it inside this auto layout here. Then I use it to fill up the container. So it just spans across the container. So what I'm going to do now is I'll select all the input fields here and make them a separate section from this button section, because the space between your input fields and your button should be very distant. Click on the first input, hold your shift key, second, third, and fourth. Everything in a single auto layout, shift A again to bind them together, right? So click on the auto layout holding everything, which is the general auto layout, and increase the spacing here to around 56. So the button is very distinct from the input fields, right? So we have create accounts and we have the secondary button, which is supposed to be down here. So what I'm going to do is I'll duplicate this button, Control T, then I'll just change it to the secondary button. How do we do that? It's very simple, I promise you. First of all, remove the auto layouts, Control backspace. You don't need the auto layouts for that text. Now that text, change it to gray text and make it already account. Yeah. Okay. So this my login would be my primary color and bold, but this already have an account will not be bold. It's going to be regular and gray. Yes. So this is a text button. This button here and this primary button becomes one single auto layout again to bind them together. So now we are going to have two auto layouts inside this box, one holding the input forms, one holding the CTA buttons. CTA means call to action, in case you don't know. So I'll put this one in an auto layout, shift A, put them in the middle and set the distance between them to 20. Yeah, voila. So I think this space looks a bit too much. I'll drop it to 40. Yes, so I like this. Then we need our battery pin at the top here. So let me quickly grab one from one of my previous designs. Okay, let me drop it here, Control V, and change it to white also. Yes, so this is a create account page, guys. So from here to this text here, 35 is not a good spacing, so I'm going to reduce it to 32 or even 24. Yeah, thank you guys. Let me give this one a little bit of button padding more, like 40. Yeah. Okay, so this is how to design a simple create account page, guys, or sign up page. Let me know if you have any question. And I'm also open for mentorship. I have private students that I teach. It's just for a 4 months duration. You can become a UI designer in just 4 months under my mentorship. Thank you very much, guys. I expect your feedback in the comment section. And please drop a like and also subscribe to this channel if you enjoy what you're watching right now. Thank you, guys.